Ladies and gentlemen, Warmaster 101 here, bringing you the interview of 2021 with the CEO of Fishing Planet. I hope everyone's having a good day. Right now we're just waiting on the call, but until then I've got the host of questions going on. Hopefully we're going to be covering the roadmap for the next year and leading on into the future for the game. Also going to be talking about what is it? Yeah, the Fisherman as well. So hopefully we'll get a few bits covered. Right now let's just get our sound checks done. You guys can hear me okay, yeah? Mum will ask me to turn the mic up because she's as deaf as you can be, even though the mic is all the way turned up. How's that? Any better? I hope it is. Okay, here we go. So, right, the kind of questions that we've got to cover today will be what's going to happen in the future, what sort of things. There, if you want me to stand up anymore, I'll come and stand next to you and shout in your ear hole, okay? Right, okay, so, like I said, we're just waiting for the phone call. Yeah, the kind of questions that we're going to be asking the CEO are what's new coming, hopefully covering the roadmap as well, which will be good. Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to join right now. Yeah, there are a few things, including what's going to happen with sharks that have been introduced. Does this mean that saltwater fishery is going to be coming? All that sort of thing. So we will get into it, hopefully, and get some nice, juicy tidbits of information and get us pumped for the year to come. The last interview I had with him was back in 2019 when he announced, the first of the Amazon lakes had dropped, and we had an interview to cover the other two that were coming. Recently we had the last one, which was Brazil, and I'm kind of interested to see what new fisheries are coming and where exactly they'll be landing. Hey Ken, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, bud. Yeah, right, oh, yes. Yeah, that's fine in this mode that none of that stuff will show up. So, what's everyone up to then? Anybody, okay, who are we missing right now? So, let's have a quick look. Yeah, yesterday was a complete for me. Just post up. Mark that as an announcement. Just letting everyone on the page know. And done. And done. Excellent. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, the interview will be at the end of the interview. I will stop the stream, take it edit it, and then put it up onto my YouTube channel for anybody to see. So you don't have to be a sub. I don't know why Twitch has made my channel subs only for watching the video, but to get around that, I'll be uploading it to my YouTube channel as well. So it's all good. Okay, what now? It's a thumbs up from Mama War. She's here. Yep. Right. Now. So, what's everyone been up to then? Where you been anyway, Kent? I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, Mama War is good. Hey, Jordan. Right, he's here. Good evening. Hello? Right, just connecting. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Killerwhale, can you hear me? Alright, guys, it looks... Hello, Killerwhale, can you hear me?
Ah. 1, 2, 3.
Ah, there you are. Hello, Killerwhale. Can you can hear me correctly? Yeah.
Oh. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Let's start.
Ah, excellent. Well, thanks very much for joining us this evening. First of all, allow me to apologise for the mix-up yesterday. That was entirely my fault, and I take full responsibility. And thank you very much for joining us for the interview today. First of all, let's just do a brief recap, if I may. Since our last interview back in 2019, I believe it was, we've had the release of the Bolivia and the Brazil maps. And one of the most shocking things was about the release was the introduction of sharks, and everyone's been hyped up about it ever since. And I was just wondering, how has the development process been with your company in light of the coronavirus outbreak?
Yeah. Corona hit us as always all other companies, but this is not so bad because we already have our process and our team prepared. So now we are working half from home, half from office. So and it's not have a huge impact on speed. So our speed was probably as fast as before the corona. So and team are constantly growing. So we are working more and bringing more stuff to you guys. And you see, it's about the size and about new features we already have.
Yeah, we've from what I understand from talking to you, none of your crew were infected with the virus. So, from what I understand, unless and if they have, wish them a speedy recovery. The next thing I've got to ask is that we've had the Brazil map now. What's next? If you might, what's to come? If you can touch on that for me, please.
We are a fishing planet, so and we not covered all continent yet. So new lake or river will be on the another continent. So try to guess.
Try to guess. Well, I'll leave that to the viewers to guess. I'm not going to touch anything because I don't want to be quoted for making guesses. But so we are going to be moving on to another continent, but you're just not going to tell us which one. So that's a good thing. Right, with the updates of late, we've had a new boat feature brought in with the mini map from the what is it like the iPad sort of thing brought into the sonar. Is there anything else going to be like that added, like trawling to the main Fisher Planet game?
For now, trolling are still exclusive feature for the Fisherman, so our publisher use it, and it's exclusive for Fisherman and for Big One. We are discussing with them about taking the feature back, but it's still discussions in still is still in progress. So, anyway, the license term is not forever, so the stuff somehow ended. And one day, trolling will back to Fisherman Planet free-to-play game for sure. So it's one day it will come back to free-to-play. I need just to find the exact date of this stuff, but of course it will back.
You did mention during the last interview about friends using or joining their friends on boats. Is that still something that's in development or that we could see in the future?
Uh, sure, it's in production, and we are thinking about the bigger boats and yachts. So it will be a very useful feature, maybe with the saltwater fishing coming. But now we are actually we are discussing about the priorities. What we'll do next and which priority.
All right. Okay. So uh, you are saying that saltwater is coming. Then that's a good thing. With does that mean that we're going to get even bigger boats than the bass boats themselves? Like we're going to get trawling type boats and that sort of thing, or are we going to stick strictly to the bass boats that we've got at the moment?
Um, a lot of people asking for saltwater fishing, so we are thinking about to introduce some sort of yachts and bigger boats for ocean or seawater fishing. It's quite normal to introduce bigger boats like fishing yachts and etc. etc.
Hmm. A couple of community questions came up. Like, are we going to have extra maps put into the lake areas that we've already got? Like with Lone Star, we've got Texas and places like that. Are we going to expand in those local areas, or are we just going to be moving around to different maps around the areas in general? I don't know if we've had a connection issue.
Checking 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So for now, we have a lot of maps and areas not covered by fishing planet lakes, and so like Siberia, Japan, China, Australia, Africa, and all this stuff. So for me, it's not logical to create new lakes and water basin area we already covered. But maybe. But I think it's more interesting to players catch new fish in new regions and see new local stuff in comparison with creating new lake in existing areas. So
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that I was leaning towards myself. In regards to new equipment and things like that that we've added sunglasses, we've added what is it, the catapults and stuff like that over the course of since 2019. Is there anything else that we can expect coming in relative future in that sort of area?
what we are working just right now, it's trophy rooms. You guys like trophy rooms, I think, and tournaments and competition for teams. So tournaments and team tournaments, competitions and clubs, which we already promised a long time ago. So we're
Hmm.
working on this stuff uh, just right now, and uh, lots. What's competition scores and remaking and rebalance all the competition activities, tournaments, clubs, and
Hmm.
trophies. So it's about the competition part and about the actually about reeling the fish, about fish fight, about how to do physics, all this stuff we're working on it. So about more realistic line behavior, fish behavior, and all this stuff. What we're working just right now. Optimization and all these features. So expect more detailed fish fight, maybe just rework on fish indicators, how you customize it more effectively, or it will be customizable, more movement of more free to place on the screen of fish fight indicators. Also, new tutorial almost done. So we are testing new tutorial stuff a lot to change current tutorial. It's a bit dumb. Changing it with a mission system tutorial, so which try to show you how to do a lot of more stuff when you have now it's current tutorial is very rigid and not so user friendly, and new stuff will be much more friendly and simple and maybe more understandable by newbies players. So it's almost done. So what else? The graphics optimization for PlayStation 5 already done, but need to be polished a bit. Uh, and working on new animations and weather. So finally, you have much more vivid sunsets, red and movement clouds, and all this stuff. So a bit of graphics updates. So this is the current work.
So we're looking at a lot of graphical polishing for console players. And speaking of graphical polishing and stuff like that, I've had a couple of people ask me about the clouds moving throughout the course of the day. Is that something that's going to be a thing? Because right now, as the hours change, the cloud's position pretty much stays the same. Is that something that's going because it will actually affect fishing? If is that something that you're going to be able to implement, or is that something in the distant future?
Working on it just right now. So I'm working on cloud movement a lot of time. Uh, Still don't find uh, results which I find uh, like which I like actually. So we are working to do it as much close to reality as we can. So and now it starts to be much more realistic from my point of view. So expect it like uh, soon. I think very soon we will have cloud movement, shadow movement on the ground from clouds, fish behavior with the cloud movements. I don't think it will directly affect fish behavior. Uh, I don't know. Is it necessary? But we will check. Maybe. So it's a good question. We will check. Maybe we'll add it. Good to ask.
Hmm. The next thing some of the guys have actually asked me is in regards to boat fishing and well, basically fishing in deeper waters and things like that. How would you, as a developer, say that was able to give them advice on how you could actually stabilize your boat without having to put down your anchor in order to fish those deeper waters? I personally, I don't care, but some of the people have asked me to ask you that.
Hmm. Um, as you know, you mean yachts and sea, or you just mean about the bus boats fishing?
When you're literally just casting and trying to catch something like in the middle of the deep water area in the Brazil map, you try drifting along, and if you're on the bottom rod fishing, it literally pulls your bait along, and they were wondering how is there a way of actually just stabilizing that. I personally don't bother me, but other people it does.
Mm, Good question. We can do a GPS, troll motors. We can do a GPS detection and dynamic anchor or something like it's yeah like motor render. And
Hmm.
it will stabilize board and it will add you ability to stay in one place,
Hmm.
actually, even on the current.
Yeah, that'd be great for a lot of people. That and hopefully that answered that question because I've been trying to answer that one myself. Uh, in regards to new methods of fishing coming in, is there anything new coming in the future that we can look forward to?
Yeah, they are thinking about to finally add fly fishing because fly fishing is not so so hard to add actually, and maybe a saltwater fishing. So it's starting to hard to thinking to move to saltwater fishing, but what you guys prefer? So it's about our players. I need to ask them more what they want to see first, the fly fishing or the sea fishing, so saltwater fishing actually. Uh, um, it's
Oh,
probably the same type of these tasks about difficulty and time to implement. Uh, and another more efficient. Yeah, it's probably these two.
hmm. Well, regards to saltwater fishing and the introduction of sharks themselves, is that like? Can you give us a hint on what other species you guys have been looking at? Just not saying you're going to implement them straight away, but other species that you're looking to implement in the near and possible future, say over the next year or so.
Good question. So we're already working on new lake. So will be a lot of new fish and species, and they are thinking about something new for the game. So something big and different. So about saltwater fishing or fly fishing. Uh, and species for saltwater fishing is the very obvious for me. For some marlins, big mahu mahu, mahi mahi, or something. A lot of typical ocean fish, tuna and others. So,
Yeah. So
uh,
yeah, definitely the sports area of fishing. Like you can see the guys on the back of the big sports boats and seeing that happening. I could definitely see that. So we're looking at not just sharks. Then we're going to be looking at the sports fish, marlin, tuna, swordfish, those sorts of things coming in the future. I can possibly imagine being implemented in the game. And as such, what kind of baits are you going to be introducing? Are we going to be seeing new live baits? Are we going to be seeing crank baits, that sort of thing? The lures to match them up, I believe.
don't decide it yet, so I can't answer just now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. The next question coming in is a case of: have you finished in Europe? Is there going to be any more new Europe maps coming in?
Hmm. And we already have some new fish species and some new maps for Europe, like drafts. But I don't know when they implement it, because if we'll start moving towards saltwater fishing, it will be more maps about the ocean or sea.
Hmm. Yeah, because I can imagine fishing for conger eel off of the British coast or something along those sort of lines. But when you're looking at ocean-bound things. Are we going to be looking at storm level events happening in the game that could affect the fishing as well? Because Mother Nature, she does kick off now and again.
For now, we don't want to create a storms event because storms event mean no fishing, and the game is about fishing. So, what's the purpose to do no fishing and in the fishing game? So,
Hmm.
our, it's our point.
Okay.
Uh,
With
Maybe if we will do more survival stuff in the game, yeah, maybe it will have a meaning or some clues. But for now, I don't think it's a good idea.
hmm. Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine. When you're looking at doing the new maps and things like that, we're going to be able to talk about new monster fish. We've seen the introduction of two over the last couple of weeks. In fact, the one in the Czech Republic, and I believe there was another one in Germany. Are there any more coming? And if so, where and when?
Uh, yeah, and, a lot of monster fish coming, new fish each week. So, looking, you guys probably will be looking forward for new fish. Every week will be a new fish on all platforms simultaneously, and which leaks. Uh, Check the news. So,
Hmm. Well, basically, guys, keep your eyes peeled for those new fish. With regards to fishing again in Europe, are we going to see the introduction of a European style competition where you'll get given a dedicated peg, or are we still sticking with the American platform ideal?
uh, they're thinking about the introduction of clubs and tournaments, so it will be a lot of changes in the competition and tournament system. But American system, it's very good about the boat fishing. So we are thinking about to add uh, your body on the boat, so you will have a team from two people on the boats and do the boat fishing competition or tournaments, and of course the clubs competitions and clubs tournaments competitions. So it will be a bit of different system. Which next stuff we are working on skin editors, so you can create your own. Skins and your own club jackets and clubs logos, so club identity, and you have the club ability to have club uh, storage or something. So also what we are working now is rework of the inventory and shop UI to give you more ability. And maybe we'll introduce the boards inventory or boards fishing life wells and maybe track inventory. So and maybe clubs and inventory. So it will be more easy to manage all your stuff, more easy to manage all your uh, 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 huge inventory you already have. So now working on introduction of backpacks. I mean backpacks as a entity you can easily to store or to keep already presets inventory, which give you ability to buy all you need just one click from the store. So you buy it, you equip it, and all stuff already in places. Your rod, your reel, your line, baits, all stuff. So it means total improvement and gain quality for as newbie player and professional player, which means less clicks, less setups, more easy managed, and more simple inventory with much more uh, like abilities and features you need to uh, set up your rods, set up your stuff.
So you're looking at a complete overhaul of the inventory system and the way things are stored, which is absolutely great. In regards to that, is there going to be any new types of tackle? You mentioned backpacks. I was thinking along the lines of wheelbarrows or a truck or something like that that we can actually swap our equipment out in, or is there going to be a preset tackle template that you could take with you? So instead of just having a tackle template for your rod, also got a tackle template for your bag with what's in it. Is that what the sort of thing you're going down?
I think template is a bit of more like abstract terms for a lot of people. So we are thinking about to do like you have a backpack for like what's like bottom fishing
Hmm.
backpack. You put it, you just throw it in your storage, and you get another backpack for predator fish. You grab it, and you go. So it's just like in real life. You have a backpack with all your equipment. You just put it in your storage, and you store it here. So, or you got it from here, grab it, and go to fishing. So, no more management of stuff you already have. So you can have a lot of backpacks, and you can easily change it, store it, or use it.
Hmm. Yeah. Next thing I was going to actually touch on is there anything new coming to the store? Because you've got the main store on the main startup screen, and then you got the Visual Lake stores. Is there anything going to be changing in those areas?
Yeah, they want to rework completely rework of stores and give you ability to just buy kits. So if you buy just kit, you will equip it in just straight way. So you grab kit consists from rod, reel, line, bait, and etc. etc. So you just grab it, click equip, and you already equip all this stuff with one click. So and we want to rework store in terms of usability. Now it's very hard to navigate in store, very hard to filter it, and uh, we want to a bit of give you another like another approach to keep all your stuff, so you can easily buy things while you're on your inventory. You can easily buy things from the store, not directly open the store, but you can open only the section you need for a kit. Now, like you need the baits, you grab it from small section of the store which filter with the baits which you need for this exactly rods, this exactly setup. So
Mm.
um, it will give you much more flexibility and speed to keep all your stuff and buy it on the place. So no more going on the store, switching, navigation, scrolling, all this stuff.
You mentioned during the last interview that you were looking at possibly doing some where we can actually see trophy fish. Is anything like that actually going to be implemented in the near future, or is that still something that is further away?
Yeah, we are working on. They're thinking to do another type of fish, not just unique fish, but next one it maybe will be introduced. So we're working on this stuff.
Well, there you go, guys. It is actually being worked on, and again, this is a community-driven game. Mr. Killerwhale is here, explaining everything as we're going. So, to cover, we are having new lakes, we are having new equipment, and we're having brand new setups coming along, and reworks of inventory systems, and graphical reworks all coming within the next year or so. So far, but I've got no other questions left. If anybody would like to ask, feel free. But is there anything you would like to say to the community at the moment, at all? Perhaps.
Yeah,
Hello.
uh,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, yeah. I will summarize a bit what we already done. For 7 years back, we introduced the game. So we implement bottom fishing. All the stuff is bottom fishing. So we implement kayaks, we implement boats, faster boats like bus boats. Implement the navigation on the boat, so not only sonars but GPS navigation, different types of bottom on your iPad, and if you have a good scenario, you'll see much more detailed bottom map on your iPad, which we assume your sonar was grabbed and stored, and what we already have, absolutely uh, added a lot of stuff as a graphics point of view, and uh, what's your competitions, players created competition. Uh, Tournaments, all tournament systems was done. A lot of lakes and a lot of fish. Actually, we did a very huge mission system, which give you a lot of stuff like events and missions for monster fish, and just tutorial missions, and a lot of collection missions. So. And for 7 years, I see probably will do almost a lot of stuff we already wanted for our players to be done. We done it. So and now our players mostly want to see fishing. They want two or more people on the boats. Changing of the competition and score system. So in last update, we introduced a bit more anti-cheat system, which got the ability to underwater fishing and flow breakings, not completely, but with the most of players. And still continue working on anti-cheat system. New anti-cheat system will be rolled out, I think, in 2 or 3 months. Much more sophisticated and much more complex. So the anti-cheat is our and reworking of the competition and tournament system is one of our most priorities we already have. So it must be fixed and finished and polished. And finally, we have time to fix a bit of fish behavior and breeding and fish fight, and overall thinking of new of indicators, which a bit outdated, and all fishing feeling from the game. So with all this stuff tied together. So it's UI, HUD, feeling, fishing indicators, and all this stuff we are working. Okay,
Well,
so
we've definitely covered a lot more than what I was hoping to cover today. That is a hell of a lot that has happened in the last 7 years, and yeah, we're definitely moving on to a brighter future, uh, especially with everything that has not only happened but is yet to come. So, things that we can look out for in the future is the sea fishing, and fly fishing. Those are the two major things that we've got coming in. In regards to fly fishing, we're looking at probably ultralight setups for those, or you're going to be going for the medium to heavyweight setups for distance casting.
uh, I think both. It will be a bit different size. As always, you will have a choice of different tackles and different styles.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one more, probably, we are working on mobile version of Fishing Planet. So probably a lot of people who wants to play Fishing Planet from their phones or iPads can do it the from the phones or iPads. And the graphics and the overall feeling of Fishing Planet will be almost the same as you have on your PlayStation consoles or Xbox consoles. So it will be quite vivid and with quite good graphics.
A person just asked, is cross-platform still not on the cards, or is it something that it could be looked at in the future?
First, platforms not much appreciated about the platform owners. So it's quite hard to implement it because they try to regulate it, or even trying to uh, uh, build a company who try to implement cross platforms like some did. So it's not so easy to implement. But between the Steam, for example, and the mobile phones, it's possible. So just need to uh, verify how they do the payment stuff. But probably it will be possible with a cross-platform play with some sort of mobile uh, and the Steam. So maybe it will be you can play with your friends from your mobile phone, but I don't. Now it's quite uh, hard to answer. Will you retain your account? Because if you buy something on Steam, you need to continue buy stuff from Steam, not from mobile. Or you buy something from mobile platform, you need to continue to buy from mobile platform because the rules of Steam and mobile platforms.
Yeah, that is always going to be a concern. So, as for it's not exactly on the cards, but push it, and you never know that it might happen. As for regards for what's happening in the say 2022 with regards to new content being introduced, we've already covered sea fishing. We've covered a new continent that's being introduced, new and with fly fishing and things like that being introduced as well. What about things that have already been introduced? Is there any plans of expanding carp fishing or any of the bottom fishing products or anything like that?
Mm. New continent probably will be introduced like end of August, start of September, I think. Maybe a bit later, but not so far from now. So and new style, new thinking. Yeah, they're trying to expand the new stuff and give more some detailed stuff. As you see, they change the bite patterns for all fish. Now they bite more realistically and they bite much more real like. So
Yeah, sometimes they'll nibble and then they'll run away, and sometimes they'll come up and just have the bait and run as well. So I've noticed a bit of a difference in that area. What about lobby size? Is the lobby size in maps still going to be restricted to 5, with the exception of the lakes that have already got it up to 10, or is that something that's going to be increased again in time?
mm, Uh, lobby size on consoles, mostly on PS4 and Xbox One, was limited by the console's CPU GPU power to create the quantity of players you already seen. So probably for PS5 we can do a bit more players to be seen in the lobby on consoles, but it's a bit harder because if you, for example, on PS4 and you jump in the room with people with PS5, it's not so easy to split them together, split them. So for now, the console players quantity will be the same for all consoles, but maybe we will create a new uh, uh, binary for PS4 and PS5, and maybe we can do it. But I think it will split the player base for PS5 and PS4, and it's not good stuff. So maybe we'll introduce like ghost type of players, just not do full players rendering and just outlines or something, and we can do on this way we can do more people in the lobby.
Mm.
But we already do a chat on the pond chat, and you can go to pond chat and chat with all people on the lake. So, but
Yeah,
it's not so
yeah,
good
yeah.
on PS.
Yeah, that was introduced to try and cover that problem. I remember back in I think it was well, it was a long time ago. We had rooms on PC for up to 20 people, and when one of those rooms were full, we couldn't talk to those people that we were talking to before, if we had to leave and get more bait or whatever else. So introduction of that pond chat was absolutely a god. It was a great move. I can't fault it at all. Is there anything else like that that's going to be introduced with clubs, so that we've got a club chat room coming as well? Is that going to be something that's going to be able to be implemented?
Sure.
Okay, you cut out there. Sorry.
And a lot of club missions, a lot of club stuff will come. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, in regards for clubs, is there going to be an upper limit on how many people can join a club, or is it going to be one of those things like your friends list where there is a limit that you can't really go over until like something happens, or is it going to be an open roster sort of thing?
It will be a limit of players coming to the club, so will be introduction. I think we will do some documents of club system with some sort of like preliminary introduction what we want to do with some sort of roadmaps. You guys will see how it must works, but we spend a lot of time from the beginning of the game to thinking about the clubs, and we already start to implement it. So I think it's a good idea to publish some roadmaps and some description how clubs works and what we want to do.
Well, with regards to clubs, and you say you got customizations and that lot that are coming, we're talking about jackets and hats, t-shirts, sort of things for the club to be edited themselves. Does that mean there's going to be a person like the founder and then everyone else that joins, or is it going to be a number of people need to agree to make the club in order to do it? And in which case, how would the customizations be implemented?
It's probably the players not in the club can do their own stuff, customization, but clubs can do customization of a logo, maybe do some skins. So we want to introduce the skin system. So like in a lot of modern game, you can do some creation of your own jackets or baseball caps or some pants or something. So it's about the introduction of skin system, which you can customize your outfit, and it's not change any params of your current outfit. Just change the visual looks of it.
Well,
Maybe for boards too.
but for boats as well, that would be great. I'd love to run around with a War Master boat. That'd be great. There is something new that's been released. I think it was in the last year. The Fisher Planet company itself has released its own brand of real life tackle. Would you like to tell us a bit about that, please?
Yeah, a bit. So we are doing our production of our real life tackle, and it's a very high quality tackle. It's not so cheap, but it's very decent quality. We spend a lot of time to create a lot of covering packaging for to uh, to deliver to you this tackle in one piece. So it's quite hard packaging, and all stuff is quite good. So, and we also have a lot of guarantee of this stuff, and if something broken, you just ask and we will send you a replacement. So and guys, think about try out to check it, and it's actually very good stuff. I use it by myself, so it's it's quite good. Rods, spinning reels. Now we have casting reels and casting rods, uh, and a lot of some merchandise like glassware, uh, caps, baseball caps, and all this stuff. So, and it's very high quality.
Yeah, I know I'm wearing the cap right now. It's a really nice fit. I love all the all the detail on it. It's great. The link is in chat right now, guys. If you would like to go over and have a look, I will be reviewing this stuff myself during the open season, which is happening within the next week or so. The other question that I've been asked to ask is what's happening with the Fisherman?
The Fisherman, you mean the Fisherman? The Fisherman maintained by our publisher mostly. So uh, it's quite hard for us to publish the updates and to do any additional stuff for Fisherman. We're trying to, but it's like it's not if for the free to play game we are the publisher of the game, so we can easily publish any updates, fixes, and a lot of stuff. For Fisherman it's quite hard because actual publisher of the game is publisher Big Ben, and for any updates, fixes, and a lot of stuff, we need to communicate with them, starting to a big and very painful process of this stuff. So we're trying to do update, but it's quite headache for us and
Mm-hmm.
headache for them. So that's why it's so slow, and that's why it's not received a lot of updates like as a free to play game. So uh, uh, they're thinking about do we need to now we have finished the Amazon parts of the game, so maybe we'll do a DLC with Amazon, maybe, but I don't decide it yet. So
Oh,
thinking about stuff.
yeah. Moving forward, are you going to be branching out on a different direction with the Fisherman, or are you going to keep it along the same lines as what you've done with Fishing Planet to keep the games distinctly different from each other, or is this it for the Fisherman, where you're just going to follow along with Fishing Planet?
Yeah, the Fisherman is a logically finished game, so it's already like a lot of content. It's the gameplay finished gameplay. So maybe we can add some more content with a form of payment DLCs. So it will be paid DLCs. But it's already a game which already all in one. So the
Mm.
Fishing Planet is more a game which uh, already it's always changing, it's always moving, it's always expanding, like they're trying to experiment with new stuff like new head, new fish system, new bites, new scores, something new. uh,
Mm.
and of course if you're doing something new, you can do it good or you can do it not so good, so it's always like uh,
Yeah, an ongoing experiment in what works and what don't. Yeah.
good surprises, not so good surprises. So
Hmm.
like with our last changes to
Hmm.
uh, to don't people let hack in the tournaments and competitions. So about the line limit for big fish, it's not so good for players which already have some habits. So we're trying not to experiment and not to introduce a lot of new mechanics and new stuff in the Fisherman, because people paying for what we already have. So they buy the game and they want to play in the game which already have strict rules, and these rules are grounded. So, and the Fishing Planet's rules are slightly changing because we're always trying to bring the player something new, something they wanted to, like more players boards, like GPS boards, like all this stuff. So we're trying to do something for the players, and it's not. Sometimes the players don't like it. So,
Mm.
and if you pay for the game a lot of stuff, and you get your update which you don't like, so it's I think it's not the way to do in the Fisherman.
Hmm. Well, that's it. I mean, a lot of people will argue both sides of the fence. It's going with the majority on who likes it and who don't. Is literally the way it is for developing an ongoing process, like it is with the Fisherman. But yeah, with regards to up and coming updates for the Fisherman itself, you're saying because Amazon's now done, you may look into doing that as an update or a DLC for the Fisherman. Is there a rough timeline that we can expect that to happen, or is this just something that's still in talks?
Still in talks and not high probability, so don't think too much about it. So they're thinking to do it, but it's just the plans. So,
Yeah.
not decided yet.
Well, if it's not decided yet, we won't hold our breath. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I don't want to take up any more of it. You've been here for coming up to an hour now. You've given us nothing but absolute great news all along the line. I'd like to thank you for the Fishing Planet Fishing Club community, as well as all the rest of the community involved, for being here. Is there anything, any last things you'd like to say to the community before we call it?
Yeah, maybe you guys have some questions, so just write it down because I have still have a bit of time. So I greatly appreciate uh, all your nice lines you're writing on Facebook. Thank you for all your comments about our game. Thank you because you guys doing us give us passion to continue for all these 7 years, and this is great. So great to see you comment.
Well, I've got a personal question. Is there going to be a birthday event for the game? Because we've got events for like St. Patrick's Day and things like that. Is there going to be a birthday event for the game for when it was released?
Yeah, we already have the Fisherman Planet tournaments for Planet anniversary. So yeah.
Well, that's good then, because we'll have a look to see about taking part in that. Okay, let's have a look, see if they've got any questions.
In August, about question about leaderboard, buggy leaderboards, buggy. It's a good question. Like, I need to understand what the bug is, but I don't know because we're changing leaderboards a lot of times to fix all this stuff, and if it's still buggy.
Well, if it's still buggy, I'm pretty sure you guys have been really good at getting bugs resolved and that. What kind of response have you had for the introduction of sharks and things like that from your end? Because my end, it's been absolutely great. I don't know what you guys have had.
So I don't see any questions. Other. Okay, guys. Thank you a lot for your attention to our game. Thank you a lot to be with us. Some players for 7 years, so it's quite outstanding for me. And we will try to give you some more experience. I will think now we have bigger team. Now we have because of you guys who are buying all stuff in the game, we can expand our team and we can expand the speed and the features we already trying to implement in the game. So thank you a lot for give us money for the game, because we'll see all this stuff coming back to the game, and we're trying to be as much dedicated as we can now, because it's quite hard time during this COVID-19. But I think last year we do a lot of new stuff, probably more than we do 2 years before. So, and we will try it. We will break these numbers even for this year, giving you even more stuff you already like. Thank you a lot. Yeah.
Well,
thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, mate. Anytime you can do this again, maybe later on in the year, or something like that. But thanks very much for being here. You've been absolutely great to interview again, and I hope to speak to you again soon.
Thank you, Gavin. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, bud. Right, so there we go, guys. That was the interview. As promised, I will now end the stream and go and upload this to YouTube so you guys can watch it again at your own leisure. I will post up the link once the video is uploaded to YouTube. to the Facebook page so you guys can watch it at your leisure. But until then, please take care, have fun, keep your lines tight, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good night, everyone.